So, welcome to the second session of kinetic theory of gases. Let us recapitulate for a moment. We had discussed the basic postulates of kinetic theory of gases, or the assumptions on which kinetic theory of gases are studied. We had discussed that kinetic theory has been first studied for gases because of the ease of analysis, because of lack of attractive or repulsive potentials, or rather because of negligible amounts of attractive or repulsive potentials. We had discussed that the distance between the particles being large relative to their size meant that the attractive or repulsive potentials could be ignored. We had discussed that the particles were rigid and elastic, the benefits of which in the assumptions we will know later. Precisely in this video, I say. We had discussed mean free path being the average distance between two collisions for a particle. We had discussed degrees of freedom, dn minus r or 3n minus r for you people. We had discussed what constraints are, the restrictions imposed on the motion of particles, right? Now, we had also calculated degrees of freedom for 3 or 4 specific kinds of molecules, say monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, linear and triatomic non-linear. But I hope it was enough for you to understand the use case for the formula 3n minus r. Okay. Now, next on, we have got law of equipartition of energy. Okay. So, starting simply, say you have got a parent, right? You have a father or mother, or you've got parents. Now assume you have got 3 siblings. ठीक है? Child 1, child 2, child 3, or say rather you have got 2 siblings, right? So whenever parents normally, I'm not talking about the super rich, I'm not talking about the exceptional ones, but normally and ideally क्या होना चाहिए, पेरेंट्स को अपना जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो 3 बच्चों में इक्वली बांटना चाहिए. Or rather, what parents do is they have some given amount of property and they split it equally among the 3 kids they have. If they have 2 kids, they split it among the 2 kids. If they have 4 kids, they split it among the 4 kids. Okay. So, the less the number of kids, the less splitting the property goes through. Which is why currently families are very small. Anyways, back to the topic. Now, whenever we are at thermal equilibrium, energy of a system or energy that a molecule has is distributed equally among all degrees of freedom. ठीक है? जो degree of freedom that you people calculated, so each degree of freedom will have equivalent energy. Say one particle has an amount of energy that is equivalent to 300 joules. So this 300 joules can be distributed among 3 degrees of freedom equally, or will be distributed equally among the 3 degrees of freedom. Say there is a particle. It can go along the x-axis, it can go along the y-axis, and it can go along the z-axis. 3 degrees of freedom. And it has got 300 joules of energy. So, the x degree of freedom gets 300 by 3, 100 joules. The y degree of freedom gets 100 joules. The z degree of freedom gets 100 joules. Energy distribution is equal and uniform. we will calculate and know later on. But in short, energy per degree of freedom is 1 by 2 kBT. And for 3 degrees of freedom is 3 into 1 by 2 kBT. So kinetic energy का basic formula है degree of freedom multiplied by 1 by 2 kBT. Keep this in mind for future reference. We will get back to it, but first we will calculate the pressure due to gases moving inside a container, right? Now for that, first we will calculate, let's say for pressure, what do we need? We need force by area. For force, now it's not like force is directly given, so for force we need rate of change of momentum, and for momentum we can take mass and velocity. So originally, first we calculate the momentum, then we calculate the force. After calculating the momentum, then we calculate the force, and then we calculate the pressure. Okay, finally, so let us start the process. Now assume there is a particle, okay, inside a closed container. Now say it is moving, okay, it starts from say around here. Say this is just inside this cube, okay, say this is here, it starts moving. Now for ease of calculations, we have taken minus Vx to be the velocity of the particle while going right, and plus Vx to be the velocity of particle while going from right to left. And keep in mind that whenever gas particles are moving in a system, they are perfectly elastic. Now we'll go back to the original assumptions. Perfectly elastic. What role does the perfectly elastic part have in this calculation? कुछ मतलब है? Now if you can notice, the velocity at which the particle is initially at is also the velocity at which the particle is finally having. So has there been a change in velocity? Like yes, the direction has changed, sure, but has the magnitude changed? No. So there is a particle inside a container, it goes, it strikes this region, it maybe deforms or compresses on one side. एक particle जब कहीं पे hit करेगा so हो सकता है थोड़ा सा compression हो, and again when this part regains its shape, the particle bounces back. याद करो, if you have ever played with a ping pong ball, small bouncy rubber balls, you throw them on the ground and they bounce pretty hard, right? So initially you drop them here, they go down on their way, reach down, a part of them gets pressed, and that deformity stores some energy, and then again it should support when the deformity stores some energy, and then the deformity releases the energy, it bounces back upward. So perfectly elastic body means all the energy with which the body strikes the ground, none of it is dissipated or none of it is wasted. So जिस हाइट से तुम एक बॉल को ड्रॉप कर रहे हो, बेसिकली वो बाउंस करने के बाद उसी हाइट पे चला जाएगा. So basically there is no change in velocity, okay, there is no change in kinetic energy. So here the particle moves strikes the wall, okay, and again goes back. So we can say the change in momentum is mass into change in velocity. Change in velocity is velocity final minus velocity initial. So this is the final momentum, this is the initial momentum, right? So calculating this being the final velocity, mvx is the final momentum minus m into vi, initial velocity. The initial velocity is minus vx as considered here. So mvx minus m multiplied by minus vx. So ये माइनस माइनस मिलके क्या होगा, प्लस हो जाएगा, राइट? सो दैट गिव्स यू 2mvx. So 2mvx is the change in velocity for one particle. Now let us assume that n naught is the number of particles per unit volume. ठीक है? So that means total number of particles is number of particles per unit volume n naught into volume, total volume, net volume, whatever you call it as. Now volume का value can be obtained by multiplying the area with length, right? You remember, for a cube you can have length into length into length to be volume, where length into length is area into length is volume. So n naught al equals to the total number of particles, right, in that given volume. So now we have the total number of particles. Coming right up, we have change in momentum per particle, and we had per particle change in momentum was this, total number of particles was this. So सारे particles के लिए combined change in momentum क्या होगा, right? So let us find, एक particle का change in momentum 2mvx था. So for n number of particles, the change in momentum is number of particles into change in momentum per particle. मान लो एक इंसान के पास 1,00,000 रुपए है, तो 10 लोगों के पास अगर वो सेम ही कैपेसिटी में है, सेम ही फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन पे है, सो 1,00,000 इंटू 10. और यूनिटरी मेथड जो तुम लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ था पहले, if one ball is 1 kgs, 10 identical balls will be 1 into 10 kgs. Similarly, for n number of particles, the total change in momentum is n naught al, which is the obtained value of n. See, n equals to n naught al multiplied by 2mvx, which is again the change in momentum per particle. So we have got net change in momentum equals to 2mvx n naught al. ना हम लोगों ने क्या बात किया था, पहले चेंज इन मोमेंटम निकालेंगे फर्स्ट स्टेप, फिर फोर्स निकालेंगे. लेट अस फाइंड द फोर्स. पहले निकाला मोमेंटम, फिर निकाला फोर्स, फिर निकाला प्रेशर. ओके, दिस इज द वे वी फॉलो. सो मोमेंटम आ गया. नाउ फोर्स वाज द रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम. फोर्स को हमेशा यू पीपल कंसिडर एज फोर्स इक्वल्स टू मा एम ए. देयर इज़ नथिंग रॉन्ग विथ इट, बट ये बेहतर रहेगा कि मम्मी पापा, माँ बाबा इन सबको याद नहीं करके फोर्स को आप लोग रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम के हिसाब से याद रखो. इट विल बी ईजियर ऑलवेज. ओके, सो डेल पी का वैल्यू हमारे पास है, ऑलरेडी मैंशनड है. सो 2 mn0 Vx a L, राइट, डिवाइडेड बाई चेंज इन टाइम इज 2t. नाउ 2t क्यों लिया? ओके, why did we take 2t? Because say the particle needs some time to move from this position to this side of the box, this face to this face of the box, right? अब अगर इसके लिए t टाइम लगता है, फिर इसको वापस आने के लिए भी t टाइम लगेगा, 2t. So total time taken is what? Total time taken is 2t. So mn0 Vx into a L divided by t. You people are very smart and very sharp, and you know that velocity equals to displacement by time, right? Velocity displacement by time. So x by t is how much? Suppose L by t हमने ले लिया, L distance covered by t time taken. So ये again Vx हो गया. एंड हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे Vx इसलिए मेंशन किया है, वी आर जस्ट कंसिडरिंग वन डायमेंशन ऑफ द मोशन. वी आर एज्यूमिंग दैट द पार्टिकल इज ओनली मूविंग अलॉन्ग द एक्स एक्सिस. वाई एक्सिस एंड जेड एक्सिस को हम लोग फिलहाल के लिए कंसिडर नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम कंसिडर करेंगे इवेंचुअली, वी विल कंसिडर, बट नॉट राइट नाउ. सो दिस इज ऑल कैलकुलेटेड फॉर द एक्स एक्सिस कॉम्पोनेंट. और ये जो पी नेट है, दैट इज द मोमेंटम अलोंग, चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम अलोंग द एक्स एक्सिस. ये जो फोर्स तुम निकाल रहे हो या फोर्स हम निकाल रहे हैं, दैट इज अलोंग द एक्स एक्सिस. सो सिंपली पुटिंग, वी हैव गॉट फोर्स अलोंग एक्स एक्सिस इक्वल्स टू mn0 Vx स्क्वायर्ड मल्टीप्लाइड बाई a, where again a is the area of the cross section as mentioned and length is the, say, the length of the other edge. Now पहला पार्ट हम लोगों ने मोमेंटम निकाल लिया. उसके बाद मोमेंटम से हम लोगों ने निकाल लिया फोर्स. अब फोर्स से हम लोग निकालेंगे प्रेशर, राइट? दैट मीन्स प्रेशर इक्वल्स टू फोर्स बाय एरिया. फोर्स का वैल्यू ये जस्ट अलोंग एक्स एक्सिस वाला कंपोनेंट है. सो ये है एक्स एक्सिस, ठीक. ए कैंसल्ड, प्रेशर इक्वल टू mn0 Vx squared. All right. So we know that whenever we have got three independent axes, I mean like three axes that are 90 degree to each other. खैर, थ्री एक्सिस वाला, थ्री डायमेंशन वाला छोड़ दो. जैसे टू डायमेंशन में दो वेक्टर्स की बात करते हैं, Vx Vy. जब हम रिजल्टेंट वेक्टर निकालने वाले होते हैं, क्या करते हैं? Vx स्क्वायर्ड प्लस Vy स्क्वायर्ड प्लस 2Vx Vy cos theta, right? Now when the angle between them is 90 degrees, this part becomes 0, or resultant becomes Vx squared plus Vy squared whole root over. Similarly, if we use the same concept for a three-dimensional plane, this is what we will obtain: V squared equals to Vx squared plus Vy squared plus Vz squared. So if we can say pressure equals to mn0 Vx स्क्वायर की जगह हम और कोई वैल्यू रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं. लेट अस ट्राई. नाउ द gas molecules are all moving randomly and the energy is distributed equally amongst all degrees of freedom, right? Equipartition, law of equipartition of energy. So अगर डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम तीन एक्सिस के अलोंग है, सो तीनों एक्सिस के अलोंग एनर्जी क्या होगा? एनर्जी अलोंग दिस एक्सिस will be same to energy along this axis and will be same to energy along this axis. That is, energy along x axis equals to energy along y-axis equals to energy along z-axis. That means kinetic energy along x-axis plus potential energy along x-axis, that is equals to sum of kinetic energy along y-axis, potential energy along y-axis, kinetic energy along z-axis plus potential energy along z-axis. बट पोटेंशियल पार्ट्स को हम लोगों ने नेग्लिजिबल कंसिडर कर लिया था. सो काइनेटिक एनर्जी along all the axes comes out to be similar, that is half m vx squared equals to half m vy squared equals to half m vz squared. नाउ m हर केस में सेम है बिकॉज हम लोगों ने बहुत पहले ही जब ये चैप्टर स्टार्ट किया था वी हैड एज्यूम्ड द पार्टिकल्स टू बी आइडेंटिकल इन मास, शेप, साइज एंड एवरीथिंग. सो वी कैन कैंसिल आउट these terms, half m from all the sides. So I have got vx squared equals to vy squared equals to vz squared. मान लो तीनों को हम vx ही मान लेते हैं. दिस इज ऑल्सो vx मैग्नीट्यूड के हिसाब से, दिस इज ऑल्सो vx, दिस इज ऑल्सो vx. v स्क्वायर्ड की जगह हम लोगों ने v स्क्वायर्ड की जगह लिया था vx स्क्वायर्ड प्लस vy स्क्वायर्ड प्लस vz स्क्वायर्ड. ये वाला हमने vx के लिए बस निकाला था प्रेशर. सो अगर सारे वैल्यू सेम है, ठीक, तो v स्क्वायर्ड इक्वल्स टू 3vx स्क्वायर्ड और v इक्वल्स टू √3vx और v बाई √3 इक्वल्स टू vx. From this we can write P equals to 1 by 3 m n. N is n naught here, number of particles per unit volume. 1 by 3 m n naught we had this pressure equal to m n naught vx squared. So pressure equals to m n naught vx squared and m n naught v squared by 3. It was a little bit of hiccup, but this is the original formula for pressure along the x-axis and this is the value of the pressure. All right. So now we have covered the law of equipartition of energy and the pressure due to gas molecules inside a closed container. That's it for this session. Stay tuned.